Hello Goons, my name is Alex and welcome back to Mega Man 2. In the last video we managed to take on Woodman, along with Metal Man actually. But now we're going to be taking on Airman, and guess what? We're going to be taking care of 3 Robot Masters in this video. So, yeah. Trying to get a good chunk of the game done already. And of course you equip Metal Blade because, like, best weapon in the game. So, Airman's whole thing is that he's in the sky, right? And you have these platforms that will shoot out enemies, which they do die in like one hit from the Metal Blade, but they also had these little pillar things that that do damage on contact. Now, the more that you're on these platforms, the more of these little minions will fall, and you really don't want to be on them for very long, like I am, because you're just going to keep on getting all these little bastards swarming you every which way. So sometimes it would be a bit more advantageous to tank a hit, but, you know, just try not to dilly-dally. Oh, and of course we got these guys on clouds right here holding thunderbolts, you know. Again, Metal Blade works wonders for them, but they do take a few more hits, almost like the gorillas from Woodman stage. Now, Airman himself is a... Oh, right, sorry. These are the birds that that I thought were only in this stage, but turns out Woodman has them too, but they're at the very end. And of course, just me abusing save states, because the birds are a good opportunity for you to grind almost anything you need: health, weapon energy, lives even. Though they're not the only ones that can do that. There are a bunch of other enemies that we will see later down the road. But this little segment right here is a bit of a pain because you can't see the bird coming in, and you can't get all of the mini birds until it's way too late. But yeah, it is what it is, though. And yes, I am wasting a lot of Metal Blade because, like, I can get away with it. Oh, and also these streamer enemies, they can actually be dealt with the Metal Blade as well. Because, well, actually, I'm not really too sure why. But anyway, so back on these little platforms again. I don't know what that little glowing thing in the center is. I think it's just to let you know, hey, you need to get off there, but could be wrong on that. I think it's to let the guys from the side know that you're coming in, but actually, like, now that I'm looking at it, that might not be the case because there's the blinking light on the second one. But, you know. Oh, and these fan guys, they look pretty cool. Though, like, all they do is just blow you backwards. But, it's whatever. But, do I think? Oh wait, sorry, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself because I would have given my thoughts about the game itself right now, but. Now, I kind of feel like I should probably save that for when the game is over, but I mean, sometimes, you know, you're kind of like in that position, you know. Anyway, now the birds can get very annoying because not only are the iframes kind of but also because there's just too many of those birds that come out flying. So you just gotta pay attention for that. But But this stage also showed that I was actually wrong in my in the last video, because I thought that just shooting the egg and destroying it would give you some weapon energy, or like breaking the egg before it hatched would give you nothing, but that's not entirely true. It's just RNG. But now we get Airman, who I can understand why people have such a hard time with him, but the general idea that you want to do with him is to jump over his tornadoes and leaf shield him. But slight problem, he is a bastard and a half in order to get through. And this is where I kind of found the leaf shield, like, kind of awkward, because, like, does it stay if you hold the fire button? Because I swear to God, I'm just pressing it and it barely works, right? So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And this was not a very good run, so I decided to load up the save and go again. But I think I get it in this one, because the general strategy is to sit in the corner, wait for him to jump to the other side, and then use the leaf shield on him. And of course, I got the sprite flickering here. Like, see this? Aside from that, yeah, that little predicament is one of the reasons why I'm not too sure about the leaf shield. But this won't be the first time that we actually cheese it this way, though. I kind of forget how I do it. I will fully admit that. Like, I don't fully understand how this little thing works, or like the jumping thing, but yeah, you know. Anyway, now we got Air Shooter along with item 2, I believe. Is this item 2 or yeah, there it is. So basically what item 2 is that it's a hoverboard, which will let you cross a bunch of large gaps. And we could have used this actually in a few instances earlier, but I want to say it's after a certain number of robot masters, or certain robot masters themselves, but I don't know. Anyway, next up we're tackling Bubbleman, and not the elemental hero. I actually kind of like this stage, because it's not very hard, especially if you have some of the other weapons, particularly Metal Blade, but point still stands. So this dude is okay, so we got frogs, which is like a precursor to Toadman. but surprisingly, this one puts up a little bit more of a challenge, because it takes a few hits from the Metal Blade, and it can also shoot its offspring at you, which is annoying. It's like, I know it's a bit of a different game, but Castlevania. In future games, there are very small enemies, like crows or toads, that are so small that you would never even see them, or like you barely see them, right? And they do constant damage to you after what little iframes you have are gone. So yeah, that's what those little guys remind me of. But we also have these falling platforms, which isn't too hard. You just need to get the right jumping distance. Again, it's not very difficult. But we also got these little shell things here. I want to say they're snails, or maybe they're hermit crabs, depending on the shell. But I could be wrong on that. All right, so now we get a water level, and now with water levels, it's a little bit different here. Well, in terms of physics, because you jump very high when you're underwater, which which is kind of contradictory because he's a robot, but, it's whatever. Anyway. And there's also spikes. Yeah. Bubbleman is the obligatory spike level in these games. I want to say that Mega Man is rather infamous for spikes, but there's another thing that these games are very infamous for too. But we're probably gonna get to that later. So, anyway, Bubbleman's weakness is the Metal Blade. Though I think he's also weak to the quick boomerang, but I could be wrong on that. Oh, and also probably goes without saying, but spikes are instant kill. So if just the slightest pixel touches you, even if you have iframes, that is an instant life loss. Now, and these anglerfish are actually kind of interesting because they shoot up these little shrimp guys, and you can only hurt them with the angler on their foreheads, which is actually kind of a cool. Which, is kind of like a basic, hey, I can't really defend myself naturally sort of deal, so I'm just gonna use my minions in order to save me here. So it's kind of interesting, kind of meh, but Oh, and I also decided to take a few minutes here in order to grind because these guys are infinite spawning, so you can get your weapon energy, your health, and possibly some lives. Now, but lives, I think they're a lot more common for other enemies rather than every enemy. So, some enemies have a higher chance of dropping lives, others have a higher chance of dropping health, ammo, etc., right? But anyway, at least this gives me a chance to cool down for a bit. Now, I am recording this audio around the time I would normally go to bed because I wanted to get this done and save myself a little bit of a headache for next week. Well, the week that you're seeing these 3 videos, because I got some family stuff to take care of again. Yeah, I know. Like that's one of the main reasons why I've been gone for so long. It's because of all this family stuff that's been going on. But it's not like I don't like it or anything. It's just that I felt kind of lazy. Like I wanna do some other stuff. Like I wanna play my games. I wanna make my art videos. And technically I can do the latter, but just I don't know. But anyway, so I at least got the next week. I got this week ready, and I hope I don't keep you guys waiting too long for the next one. And look at how easy the Metal Blade does to Bubbleman. Looks like he won't be drawing 2 cards. Sorry about that. Sorry. I need a swig. Hold on. Sorry about that. But now we got the Bubble Lead, which is probably the second best weapon in the game. And I figured since we have a little time, we may as well tackle one more Robot Master, which is Heatman. And you'll never guess what his weakness is. Oh, but his level also has one of the more infamous things that this franchise is known for, reappearing and disappearing blocks. Oh, and also these chopper spring dudes. They will home in on your current position, but also they will float up in the air. Though thankfully, a well-placed metal blade will be able to take them out. Oh, and also those tube guys are also infinitely respawning, like the birds from Woodman and Airman. But yeah. So I just did a little bit of a cut there because I was taking a little bit too long. And also I wanted to show off item 2. But so basically what item 2 does is that it lets you cross large gaps, but the issue with it is it is going to disintegrate as soon as you run into a wall, and the longer that you're on that board, it drains your health. And also, I am really sick of those slinky looking dudes. Like, slinkies! Anyway. So, but, Fireman, or not Fireman, sorry, Heatman. Heatman kind of sort of gave me a little bit of trouble. Oh, yeah, this is also where those blocks happen, but thankfully you don't necessarily have to do all that. You can use your items, like item 3, for example. If I was able to get the right timing and judgment on it, so there you go. There we go. So eventually item 3 will blow up once it reaches like a floor or a roof or something. And yeah. Oh my god. Phone, shut up. I don't want to deal with it right now. I'm in the middle of something. But yeah. So those tube enemies are also pretty good when it comes to grinding, which I decided to do for a little while so I can get some weapon and some health, mainly because I am running low like a motherfucker. Sorry, my throat. Though sometimes the amount of health or weapon that you get is very small, but I mean, to be fair, every little bit can help. So you just kind of have to take that shit, you know. Though sometimes when they do drop alive, it's like, what up, like, but like that's how it is with these old games, you know. Like this was before the time infinite lives were a thing, and I apologize if it sounded like I was out of breath because I kind of felt like it was. Jeez. Though thankfully I decided to, you know, just actually get a move on. Assuming that bastard didn't want to do that, because yeah, sometimes it's kind of a bitch to deal with these guys, but you know. Oh, and that little wall right there would have been great if we had Crashman's weapon, which will be the final robot master, and we will take care of him in next week's part, because you know I want to go back to my whole a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. I want to go back to that, but you know, sometimes things just get in the way and I can't really do that. So, you know, and also those guys are there, which makes this kind of annoying. But anyway, so just go back to the metal blades and just slice them up like a bitcharoni. And there you go. And that was a little bit of a cheap shot right there. Now, I did have to do a cut here because I thought I could make it on what little item 2 energy I had, but well, it's not like immediately right here. So like I do a little bit of the platforming, then I do this, but then that happened, and well, turns out I can't really make it through because I wanted that life and I didn't have enough in order to get past. So I kind of had to play this one by ear. So just try to see the patterns here. And also timing. Timing is very important with these things. Like, as soon as they come up, you should be gone. Or like there, for example, if it's like, depending on which block is visible, then another one is going to appear. And these can be very frustrating at times because the platforms are so small and Mega Man controls like he's on ice. Which is even worse than Flashman, actually. Oh, and we also got these Sniper Joes, which are immune to the Metal Blade. Yeah, that's something. But, I mean, hey, at least it's only the one. But now we can test out that new toy that we got, which is Bubbleman. I think this will cause Heatman to reset his pattern. At least I think it does, because he starts out the fight with these 3 fireballs which turn into pillars, and I eventually just figured, okay, there's no way that I can avoid that. We'll just play this one by ear and see how it works out. And yeah, that's kind of what happened. So, okay. So I think I got it. So every time that you hit him with Bubbleman, he will do a flame charge to the other side, and you gotta avoid that. And if you can just keep on hitting him like that, then you will be golden. But also keep in mind that weapons do not restock after death, so can be a problem. Also, just look at how much health Bubbleman's doing to him. My goodness. Whew. And I think that will give us another item. I think. But we get a weapon that I don't really use, which is Atomic Fire. Now, this weapon is not very good as is, but you can charge it up in order to unleash a supernova, which does a lot of damage. I think this can work against Woodman, but I'm not too sure. Oh, and now we get item 1, which is a series of platforms that you can do. But I think you can only use 3 at a time. But yeah, it's not all that complicated. And well, after we take care of Crashman in the next video, that's when things are gonna get a little more hectic. Because like I said, you cannot go back to previous stages, so you can grind for lives, grind for weapon ammo, or grab the E-tanks. You have to get them as soon as you're able to, which kind of sucks. But I mean, hey, it was the '80s. He didn't really think about that back then. So anyway, I guess that'll do it for me. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and if you're new around here, please subscribe to the channel because we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and every little bit can help. With that said, until next time, Social Goons, remember,